Welcome to Mind Over Matter. Thanks for joining. Today on this episode of Mind Over Matter, we'll talk about having a better mindset, how to deal with new and unforeseen pressures in a better way.
Driving along, and she heads onto the road, and she gets to a point where she goes, "Is that I think I just might." And she gets over to the fast lane, and she's like, "Oh my God, they're going so fast. I gotta step my game up. I gotta be able to move with this road. Oh my God. Dang, is it that serious?" So she's in the car, she's moving, she's going, it's fast, and her heart's racing, and then her heart starts slowing down, and then she gets used to this speed. And it's like, oh, wasn't that fast after all. I can lean back a little bit. She's still going minimally 100 miles an hour, but it's not that fast to her anymore. So she's driving, she's moving, then she looks over, we're going so slow. They could be high school classmates. If you graduated high school with, maybe even college, y'all going slow. Too bad for y'all. I'm going fast. I'm getting it. I'm going. I'm driving. It's good. Look at that sign. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, look at that ad. Oh, that's cool too. She's going, she's moving, she's driving, she's shaking, she's going, her heart's going, everything feels good. She's in the moment, she's in the mood, and she passed by even her parents. They are going so slow. It's okay. I'm driving, I'm moving, I'm shaking, I'm going. I gotta go. Literally, I gotta pee. There is no rest stop in this lane, but that's okay. Forget it. I trained myself to hold it. I gotta get where I gotta go. So she's still driving. And now she's shaking a little bit in the bottom, but it's okay. I'm holding it. We're still driving. We got this. Gotta pee, but it's all right. We're gonna still keep moving. Still keep driving. Look like they get to pull over whenever they want to. And I think the girl stops and goes, Well, she doesn't stop it up. She's still driving. But she's thinking, if I got over, I think there's some anxiety about that, because you know how those people are. They don't even like letting me in. Once it's time for me to get over to my lane, they're all like back to back, like, no, you're not getting in here. You're not coming over here, fast driver. You stay over there. We are taking our piece. We are taking our time to get there. So she's in this lane thinking, well, even if I tried to get over, or if I even tried to get that exit, I can't, because they won't even let me over. Or now there's a margin and I can't cross it. So dang, that's all right. I'll keep going 100 miles an hour. Looks like some of them going 120. I can pass them too. Let's go 130. Now we're going 130 miles an hour, holding our pee, not resting. We are in the game. And then, slow down. Is that a toll booth I see? She's at the stop. And right at that stop, you know how toll booths do? They go, you could use this turn to go backwards. You can use this turn to keep going where you were going, which, by the way, had happened to veer way off from where you had started to go. Or you can use this turn. There's so many arrows at toll booths to tell you all the lists of all the things that you could be doing. That specifically is this pandemic. In my opinion, in a drawn out term, we are literally at a toll booth, and we are being asked to pay. And in some cases, mine personally, I was not ready to pay the bill that toll was asking me for. I don't know about you, but that toll asked me for some stuff that I was not ready for. It also required me to stop. So what I want to share today is just that whole thought of, through this pandemic, what specifically this toll booth stop is requiring of us, and how and which lane to take at the booth stop. So here's the thing. You see all the signs around you, and I, you, me, it could be anyone in that car that was going 100 miles an hour, that then went to 120, then 130 miles an hour. It could be all of us. And then we have to come to the booth. And on this stop, we get the opportunity to take heed and pause. So what God had shared with me in this whole pause, stop situation in prayer, he told me, go to Proverbs 1:5. So I did that. Went to Proverbs 1:5, read all the way through to 33. And when I tell you, Proverbs 15, basically 15:33, just a couple words right at the end. It says, humility comes before honor. Okay? So humility comes before honor. Feels like a toll booth. Humility comes before honor. Feels like a punishment. Humility comes before honor. So let me tell you a little bit about that. I thought, okay, anxiety's high. I'm at this toll booth. Got to pay some toll. But I don't quite understand it. But I do kind of understand. I think about humility and I go, maybe you've lost your job or lost a family member or lost a friend through this pandemic right now. Maybe prior to this, you had already just lost and you're like, come on. Humility comes before honor. Just keep hearing it. So I looked up humility and I learned that humility means to be humble. And I'm like, oh, I get honor. I understand honor. I was just about to go to this thing where they're going to honor me for being top 40, under 40 in the city. I get honor. I know newspapers. I know all that. I get honor. Now, humility means the act of being humble. Had to look up humble. And I think it's very interesting. Let me tell you specifically. Humble is a modest or low view of one's own importance. The word of humbleness. So I look up humble, and while looking it up, I learned that we as the world, we as this culture, we as American people, we use the word humble so wrong. It's one of the top 12 words we misuse, humble. And I'm sure I've done it myself. I'm sure I've been so humble on so many of my posts that tell you how awesome I am. I am so humble for being so amazing. I am humbled. Just so humbled, y'all. Oh my God. Have you been humbled on any of your posts lately? Have you ever read a humble post before of how humble we are for going fast in that fast lane? And while moving forward, we pass so many other people. We're so humble. Top 12 misused words. That is not humble. So humility, I try to understand better what that means. So humility is low, is humble. Humility, low, humble. So I better understand now humility if I may be going further into that word and look up humiliated. I don't like it, but humiliated is the feeling of low. And I'm thinking, there is one memory, if I have any, of sheer humiliation. And it is not of this age. It is this little brown-skinned girl, 10 years, about 10 years old. And believe it or not, of course, you've seen my husband. This young man's name was Redhead Corey. Redhead, that's what we called him. At least that was in my head. Redhead Corey. Redhead Corey, y'all, was just so different. Obviously, he had red hair. But as cute as he wanted to be for me. And I thought, 10 years old, kind of feeling myself finally, feeling kind of good. Even though people were telling me like, yo, you are dark skinned, dark complected, you look regular, you got short hair, your hair's not draping down your back, you don't even wear your hair in cool new styles. Speaking of styles, your clothes are never on point. You friend potential. That was me about 10 years old. You're friend potential and probably will never be girlfriend potential. I mean, look at you. You cool and all. So that's me. But doesn't mean I didn't feel things and I didn't like things. And Redhead Corey was everything. Y'all, I lived on a street called Forest in Wakanda. I didn't put that together until later. Wakanda. That was the name of my street. So I would take Forest to Wakanda and I would go to the candy house. Now let me explain what a candy house is for some of y'all that are not from Michigan, Benton Harbor particularly. Maybe you didn't have a candy house in your area. A candy house basically means you can take $2 and walk away with loads of candy. Pennies is the price of the candy. I'd get my $2 allowance. I'd go, I'd get all the candy I could eat probably in that hour. And that was my deal. So I thought, today when I go to the candy house, because I've worked so hard all week to get my $2, I'm going to walk by Redhead Corey's house. So I go down the street, I walk, I see the house, big white house, and I go, okay, all right, let's get this. We got this. Got your candy bag? Got my candy bag, little brown sack. Got my bag. I'm walking. He's home. He is standing outside. A 10-year-old in her feelings, y'all. I was like, I could have peed on myself probably, but I'm like, you got this. We are going to walk by him. And who knows what could happen? Who knows if Redhead Corey maybe thinks differently of you than all these other guys and what they've been saying in the, what is it, like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade? So I'm like, all right, got my candy bag and we shall walk. So I get there and I walk, and of course I slow my stature. I slow my walk as I go by, and I hear, hey! Wait, what? Me? He goes, hey! And I'm literally in a stance with my head down, and I'm scared as I don't know what. And I'm like, oh my God, he's talking to me. He's talking to me. He's talking to me. Oh my God. Me? Remember they said I'm not girlfriend material. People don't even like me. They don't even think I'm cute. This is me with my head down saying all these negative things in my head. And I'm broke out of my stance or my trance by little pebbles, little rocks that Redhead Corey and his friend had picked up. Handful after handful after handful. To stone me. Little Skittle-sized rocks. Tons after tons after tons. Throwing at me. And I'm stuck in my trance. And I'm awakened by it. Humiliated. I run home in tears. That's humiliated. I couldn't talk to anyone at home about it. Because I had no business being there. Humiliated. Y'all, I was low. I know the feeling of low. And this pandemic has brought a lot of low feelings. In my home as well. I get it. So God helped remind me of that feeling, and he brought it together and shared, but honor, Psychelia, honor comes after humility. And I'm thinking, okay. So he's sharing more with me, and I'm wondering, in this space of lowliness, how do I get to honor? I have recognized that this is a low place for me. And he goes, well, here's the thing. There's this thing called heart's desire that you've been ignoring in your Zoom speed straight ahead. You've seen signs and you just kept moving, but your heart has called out to me. Man, I heard your heart's desires. And I required the world to stop so you could listen. And y'all, this is not a punishment. This is an opportunity to pause at a toll booth, take a toll. But take a toll in such a way, the way God showed me. He asked if I would write 50 things down. And I'm not one for exercises just because I feel like I work all day. But he's like, do you remember last year where you said, man, I'm working so hard just so I can be an at-home mom? And it was just this cute thing that I would say. I'm working hard so I can be an at-home mom one day. But I knew the joke of it was by the time I finished that lane I was in at 120, 130 miles an hour, my kids would be grown. And I had set up such a way for myself that there was no at-home mom ever going to take place in my life. And I felt myself being a little insecure about that, being a little uncomfortable with that. But that would be me leaning over, seeing how slow they're going in that lane and me going, I'm good. I don't need a rest stop. I'll just hold my pee. So I was holding my pee. Holding my peace. I thought, man, if I didn't have birthday parties for either of these 3 kids every Saturday, or if I didn't have the interest to want to go and see the city every Saturday, I wouldn't have to hold my peace of wishing I could just teach the kids kickball. I want to be there to help my 7-year-old learn how to ride his bike. But we too busy for that. I want to be around for my daughter so she really gets to know me. Now I'm about to really hit this chord. Better than her teachers. Heart's desire. But so quiet, y'all, that I was not interested in hearing it myself. There's a little bit of jealousy there that how many hours is she with that teacher? Where did she learn that behavior from? That's not from me. It's from her teacher. But I was 120, 100, 150 miles an hour. Looking over, thinking, they won't even let me in though if I tried to get over into the lane and go to the rest stop because I gotta pee. I'll just hold my peace. Y'all, I held it so long. I held it all year, and things just start compiling my peace of things I desired. I desired to write a book. I desired to speak to you. I desired to play my violin more. I desired to bake at home with my kids, but I held my peace. Because I had places to be, things to do, and that's pretty much it. I would come home every Friday and be so tired. I would get dinner. We'd probably get pizza. We'd have family time around a movie and pizza. And by the time the kids look up, I'm out. Knocked out on the couch. I'm holding my peace. Where my heart desired family time. My heart desired them all around me and me being awake for that moment, not being on my cell phone for that moment because I have a client or a deal that I absolutely need to be a part of, or have a relationship with a person online that I absolutely need to connect with, or a person that I need to text with. In that moment, I hold my peace of being a mom. That mom that I snarl at when I'm driving to pick up or drop off my kids. Because she looks like she's probably that mom that I probably should be. But I do like my ride. I do like the things and you like eating, don't you? You like going out to restaurants, don't you? But I'm holding my peace of just being present with my family. So God asked me, give me all 50 of them. And I'm like, God, there's no way I have 50 things that I have desired to do that I have not done. Because have you seen my Instagram feed? Bruh, I'm on this thing. I get things done. And he's like, let's talk about that piece. What are some desires that you have had? And my babies, what are some desires, my friends, that you have had? That you're now at this toll booth where you can pay your toll to yourself. What are some of those desires? He just wanted 50 from me. Get your paper out today and get to jotting down and recognize that this pandemic, this mindset is not about a punishment. It is about your peace. What is in your heart that you have not had time to do because you took time for granted? The beautiful thing that God sent me today to share with you is it comes before honor. This pandemic is not a punishment. It is your preparation ground for honor, but true honor.
Thank you for joining me with this episode of A Better Mindset in our Mind Over Matter series.